What's up everyone, I'm Earl, the Rookie Woodworker. Today, I got a real simple one for you. I'm going to show you how I made these crates. It's a really simple build and they turn out to be pretty popular. They're good storage solutions and they work out pretty good for home decor. So yeah, let's get into it. Alright, so to get this project started, I'm going straight into the side panels. Now I didn't have any pine that was wide enough to make these complete side panels out of an individual piece of pine. So I ended up chopping up some pine, milling it down, and then gluing it together to make the side panels. Before cutting them down to size, I glued them together, and then afterwards I cut them basically in half to make these side panels. That way it reduced the amount of glue ups that I had to do. Then we'll go over to the bandsaw to create the slats for these crates. Now I used some scrap wood that I had from a previous project, which worked out great because I want this project to be somewhat rustic looking, and the scrap wood was all about a 1/16 or so difference in thickness, which gave me just the right amount of rustic look that I was going for. They weren't drastically different, like a quarter or a half-inch different. They were just slightly different, just enough to give that right rustic appeal that I'm going for here. And then we'll take them over to the chop saw and slice and dice them down to their size. Probably would have been faster to do this before I hacked them up into 30 different pieces on a bandsaw, but you know, you woodwork and you learn, right? Alright, so I'm going for a rough look here where you can see the bandsaw marks and stuff, but I don't want it to be so rough that you get splinters whenever you handle the piece. So we're going to do a little bit of sanding just to knock the splinters off the edges, and then we'll get this thing slapped together. So then I just took some 80 grit sandpaper, went over the edges and sides a little bit just to make sure all the splinters and stuff are knocked off out of it, and made sure I left plenty of bandsaw marks in these pieces. Alright, now it's time to put this thing together. And the team I'm going with to hold it together is wood glue and brad nails. In theory, you could use wood glue and pin nails, but I don't really trust that enough because we are alternating grain here. So I don't think the wood glue is going to be enough to hold it together, and then the pin nails are just going to hold it in place until the wood glue dries. So I don't think that's going to be good enough of a bond there. You could go the other way and use wood glue and staples, and staples will give you basically two prongs to try to hold that thing into the wood, and it should be good for a lifetime. But yeah, I'm going with wood glue and brad nails. And as always, when you're working with a nail gun, make sure you keep your fingers clear of the nail's range. And just like that, I'm ready to finish it off. And I finished it off with about 3 coats of spray-on lacquer. It's a clear satin finish so that it don't have too much of a shine to it at the end. We're still going for that rustic look, but we want to have it protected from anything it might see. Alright, and that is how I did it. It's as simple as that. This is one of my favorite ways to design crates. You can design crates in different ways and build them to be completely different, but this one here is pretty much my favorite way. And the reason for that is because the front, the bottom, and the back, you got these simple slatted designs here, but then the sides, you give the wood a chance to really show off here and do some speaking. It makes people walk in the room and look at it and go, what kind of wood is that? That is pretty. Now, as a woodworker, that's the kind of stuff that we live for, you know, those kind of comments right there. But you can also change up with handles. This design here, you can just use the slats as handles. They're perfectly fine. But you can also cut a hole right in here for handles on both the sides. And you can drill holes and then use rope handles. That's a nice, pretty effect too. But yeah, have fun with this project. Play around with the design, make it your own, and have fun with it. I know I did. Till next time, make something awesome.